These days, it's getting harder to find some sort of media that isn't trying to be the next big moneymaker or the next crowd pleaser. Movies aren't allowed to just be movies that people can like, or even just one movie. And it's harder to find more unique, original, experimental ideas coming out. Art fills us with passion, it fills us with ideas and new ways to connect with other people. And the companies are trying to counteract this in order to make the biggest profits and deny people access to media that isn't automatically going to appeal to them. And that needs to change. What we watch, what we consume, shapes who we are and how we can interact with other people. And I see a major amount of money going into as few projects as possible because they're convinced that will lead to another cinematic universe or something that's been approved by a focus group. And projects that are going to try something new and do something that will leave audiences yearning for other new things will remain visible. It could lead to bigger consequences down the line, but it's a lot bigger of a problem than you'd think. The biggest media conglomerates are fighting for major market dominance. So this includes and that results in poor treatment of their own workers, their creators, and even the consumers. Creators, artists aren't being valued, and even some who have devoted such major works to the companies aren't being given the time of day, or their projects are sabotaged from the inside. And we even see instances of completed projects just being canceled or outright locked away because someone higher up has figured out that they could just push it inside and lock it up so they could make a major amount of money. But that also leaves with the people who worked on it not being able to pursue further work with it on their resumes or even just using it to as a starting off point. And smaller businesses, particularly theaters, have to just accept really bad deals because they can't afford to not have a Disney movie, even if it means most of the profits for a Disney movie will go straight to the studio, and any space that could be used to stream it to air anything else is being taken up by a movie that most people have already seen. These problems are difficult at least to solve, at least from what we see, but that is hope that we can deal with it. These companies pay attention to what has done well financially and critically, and that also means that they also pay attention to what they can get away with legally. That legal line is the one they won't cross, at least in most cases. We the most effective solution is to reach out to our government and to petition for more antitrust practices, more antitrust laws, and restricting companies from holding enough market share that they can single handedly dictate what the market should or shouldn't be. Back in the 1940s, there was a rule called these set of laws called the Paramount Decrees, which stated that no movie studio could own movie theaters. Though recently that has been repealed, and lately we've been seeing a lot of major studios doing their own streaming services, and that amounts to a lot of them, like Paramount Plus, Peacock. You know, you know what that problem means. Recently, Ticketmaster, which merged with Live Nation back in 2010, had an issue where their tickets for the latest Taylor Swift concert was all bought out by scalpers, and you can't get anything for less than five, six-digit numbers. Like 90,000 is the last one I checked for a single ticket to a concert, and yeah, it's gotten bad. People would argue that letting these companies get bigger or merging together will result in better products and services, but as we see with the treatment of creators, the treatment of the content they put out, and even the treatment of how consumers are allowed to consume this, that's completely the opposite. They'll do whatever it takes to manipulate the market and bring in as much money as humanly possible, even if it's money that they haven't earned. If we don't take advantage of, if we don't tie their hands, they'll tie ours. Imagine a corporation without restrictions is no different from opening Pandora's boxes with high prices, bad services, low quality products, and there's really no alternative to turn to because if you allow one company to do whatever they want, they'll just wind up getting rid of the competition and leaving you nowhere else to turn. If we do fight against this dark future, we can enjoy a new age of more experimental arts, movies, shows, music, games, and much more. And the companies will have no alternative but to actually experiment and to earn their money this time instead of forcing us to only pick the few options they provide. We could achieve this if we work for it. Companies are fighting each other for market dominance, and this means that they'll fight against us to get it. So if you don't want that happening, you have to share your frustration with the world. Call your representative, your governor, your congressman. Let them know that this is a serious issue and we shouldn't just let companies do whatever they want without seeing if it will hurt the market or the consumer in turn. Let everyone know. Just tell your friends and family. Just remember that there's a lot more at stake with these companies than Marvel movies not being as good as they used to be.